Ladies and gentlemen, it was race day. It was finally race day for 2021 F1 season. I was so excited. I was buzzing. I was so incredibly excited. By the way, I'm sorry if I'm looking to the right a lot. My computer's over there just to see if I record the audio. We're all good. It was a hell of a race. It really was. It was so good. It was intense. It was thrilling. It was everything I could possibly hope for, and everything it was hyped up to be. It definitely. How do I say it? I forgot the words. I'm so happy that I'm at lost for words. It was one of the better season openers that we've ever had. It was amazing, but let's get into it, shall we? Let's just kind of go by my little anecdotes. Lap 1. Everyone gets away very well. I turned to my father. I said, "This is a cleaner start than usual." As soon as I say that, this Haas goes careering into the wall, slams into the wall, and he's out. I say, "Oh my God, that can only be one man. The man, the myth, the legend, Nikita Mazepin." And it was. I couldn't believe it. Like, how do you do that? How do you... I get. Some people will say, it was the Haas car. It's unreliable. It's a piece of garbage. Like I described the Ferrari last year. It's a boat with a hole in it. And while I will agree with that, although Mix did spin, I believe lap 3, I will say that Mick didn't spin as much as Mazepin did. I'm pretty sure that Mazepin spun in literally every single session that they did. Like, he spun in FP1, FP2, FP3, FP4, Q1. That's it. And then the race. Didn't even make it past turn 3. How? This man, he's not good. Haas, please, get rid of him. It's already, like, everything but the points Noel Miller said. Haas will be pushed more than ever to drop him. There's no reason. With Gunter Steiner saying that Mazepin got in on merit. Just be honest. We'll be so much happier if you're honest. If you're honest and publicly say, yeah, we got Mazepin in for the cash. He's in there for our 2022 development, so we have enough money to develop our car to give people a decently competitive car. But they lie and say that Mazepin got in on merit, when he for sure didn't get in on merit. Because if a driver would have gotten in on merit, it would have been Kellen Milot. Or it would have been Robert Schwartzman. There's no reason. Don't keep him. There's no reason to keep him. Except for the... Again, if they were honest, I'll accept it. I will say, good for them. They finally owned up to it. They finally said, yeah, we kept him for the money. I'll say fine. I will say fine. That's fine. You keep him for the money and develop their 2022 car. I hate the strong word. I dislike Mazepin very much, and you guys know that due to that. Just be honest about it, Haas. But after turn 1 or 2, Mazepin spins off and crashes. I instantly go on Twitter. Mazepin is already trending on Twitter. I immediately go to my YouTube and put for the related tags on my Mazepin video, Mazespin, almost immediately. And it was every single thing was Mazespin. I kept scrolling through Twitter. I went through the WTF1 stuff. Everything was Mazespin. It was hilarious. I loved it so much. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the race. A few laps later, there's a safety car, by the way, since Mazepin's crashed. A safety car comes out. All of a sudden, we see Mick. We see another Haas spinning in the background for some reason, and we're like, oh, it's Mazepin. And then we all remember, oh wait, he's out. It's Mick, and Mick is spinning, and it's the same thing. Both of them getting way too giddy on the power, and spinning around. And then we saw Pierre Gasly driving down with no front wing. He ended up crashing into Daniel Ricciardo, ruined his race. I'm a bit angry because I turboed in F1 Fantasy. I turboed Pierre Gasly. If you don't know what that means, just search up F1 Fantasy turbo meaning or something like that. I really should have. I had the option of turboing Charles Leclerc and Pierre Gasly. I picked Pierre. Do I regret that? Very much so. I very much, very, very, very regret that. And I wish I turboed Leclerc, but we live and we learn. Again, I am going to, like last week, I'm going to give the big surprises that I got away. Oh, by the way, formation lap. Sergio Perez lost power in the formation lap, and they ended up doing another extra formation lap. But that's all I'm past, and I'll explain that a little bit later on. Big shock. I mean, not, yeah. But first, I will quickly go into the racing order. Mazepin finished last with the DNF. Alonso, then Latifi, DNF, and then Gasly DNF. All four of them DNF'd. And by the way, did anyone else, when watching the race, where just like halfway through, you look down the finishing order and like, wait, Latifi and Gasly retired? When was that? It was weird because we didn't hear anything about it, and then all of a sudden I looked down like, wait, Gasly and Latifi they DNF'd. It was a bit weird. Finishing before Gasly was Mick Schumacher. Decent race by him. Didn't really have to do much. Sebastian Vettel, big shock number 1. Didn't really do particularly well. 14th Russell, 13th Ocon, 12th Giovinazzi, 11th Raikkonen, 12th Stroll, 9th Tsunoda. Big shock, you know it. 8th Sainz, 7th Ricciardo. That's a little bit of a big shock, but I'll include him. 6th Leclerc, 5th Perez. That's a big shock. 4th Norris, big shock. 3rd Bottas, big shock, and I'll tell you why that's a big shock. Verstappen, Hamilton. I'll get into that unbelievable Titanic battle that we saw on track. It was amazing. But first, we go to Sebastian Vettel. What happened to him, you might ask, for the people who didn't watch the race? He was doing very well. He was fighting with people. He was showing people like the moves he still has at 37, I believe. 30, yeah, I believe 37. He still had pretty good moves. He did good moves on Alonso. I believe Sainz. I think it was Sainz. He did some pretty good moves in the entire race. But then, fighting with Ocon, he decided to just kind of, how do I describe this? Right, not brake into the corner, and ended up slamming right into the back of Ocon and ruining his race. Vettel said that Ocon moved under braking, but he didn't, because he's entitled to the corner now. He got ahead, and he's entitled to the corner. He didn't move under braking. On the straight, he got ahead of him and then stayed ahead of him. There was no movement, not even a little tiny bit to the left. No movement, nothing, no moving under braking, and Sebastian just curb stomped him, and took him out of the race. Basically, took him out of points contention, which was very sad to see. But Vettel showed that he has something, and he could be decent this year. I don't think. Again, Aston Martin. Don't think they'll be on the podium. I made a mistake in my preseason predictions video that I said Stroll will win a race. I don't mean that. I don't think Aston Martin will be close to finishing on the podium. I think the best finish will be like 6th or 7th. Just saying. Just seeing how competitive the midfield is now, and seeing how good Ferrari was, surprisingly. Seeing how good they were, mamma mia, they were good. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Giovinazzi and Raikkonen, 12th and 11th. Decent race by both of the Alfa Romeo boys. They did pretty decently. I thought they would do better, to be honest. I really thought they would do better due to the pace that they had in the initial laps of the race. They showed that they had a pretty decent challenger for this year. And Raikkonen said, even though that didn't finish out of the points, and of course he did his usual Kimmy stuff and called it a word I can't say, or I'll get absolutely destroyed by YouTube, even though I don't make any money. He said it was a good improvement from last year because they barely even got out of Q1 last year. So it's a decent improvement by them. Definitely think they will be challenging for points sometime very, very soon. Probably in Imola. Probably in Imola. 12th was Stroll. He had a very bad race. Didn't do much. Yuki Tsunoda. Very, very good race. Can we all right now just give a quick round of applause? Because Yuki Tsunoda, my personal opinion, driver of the day. His move on Alonso to have the galls to just send it on Alonso, that was amazing. That was very, very, very well done by Yuki. He showed that he had pace. He showed that he has talent. And he showed exactly why he is in that AlphaTauri seat. And he had some pretty good moves. And he finished in 9th from 12th, I believe. Very good race for him for scoring the first F1 points since 2013? 2014? I believe, since Kamui Kobayashi. I am 100% sure I didn't pronounce that correctly. Very, very well done by Yuki Tsunoda. Sainz 8th. Good race from him. He had some pretty good moves, had some pretty good battles. Daniel Ricciardo, a bit disappointing, but he did have that first lap tussle with Pierre Gasly. 6th is Leclerc. Very good race from the Ferrari boys. Very, very, very good race. He got duped by Perez in the final lap, or the second to last lap of the Grand Prix. He drove very well. 4th, Lando Norris. Again, a very, very good... 5th is Perez. Very good performance by him. He showed that he has pace and shows exactly why he's in Red Bull, by the way. I'll be doing a Perez video very soon. Not the podcast, but the commentary videos very soon. So be on the lookout for that. Lando Norris, P4. Again, everyone give him a quick little round of applause. Very good drive from him. He finished in P4. He probably could have gotten on the podium. He had a little bit of lack of pace, he said. He also said he could have finished on the podium if he went a little bit faster. But there's nothing he can do now. But he still had a very good race, starting in 7th, and finishing in P4. Still a very good result, only one place off the podium. So that shows the improvements that McLaren has. By the way, Daniel Ricciardo, who finished in 7th, he said that he's still trying to get used to the car. He's still not very used to it. He only got 3 days of testing. Still trying to get used to the car, which I get. He's still just trying to figure out where he can find the grip and how everything works in the car. So we'll see him back fighting where Lando is at the moment. And that's why I think Lando's going to finish higher than him, just because Lando has that extra experience in the car. That's why I think that he will finish higher. Valtteri Bottas, 37 seconds, sorry. 37.4 seconds behind Verstappen. I would, if someone just looked at that without any context, like, oh, Valtteri needs to be expelled from Mercedes and George needs to get in. The reason he got 38 seconds behind is because Mercedes. What is with you? What is with you and Bottas and pit stops in Bahrain? What? How do you? Mercedes are like known for being very efficient. They proved that with pit stops in China, where they literally double stacked excellently, like the pinnacle of double stacking. Still look at the audio. Pinnacle of double stacking, like so well. Just one in, one out, one in, one out. Again, just very fast. And then all of a sudden, they don't know how to change a wheel properly without ripping the car to shreds and having a 98-second pit stop. Why? How do you? It's frustrating because I like Bottas. And I think he deserves the seat. And I think he's just getting a bit screwed over by Mercedes sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. But second, Verstappen and first Hamilton. And oh my God, what a battle that we had. Verstappen getting absolutely the strategy absolutely horribly wrong, and the entire time me and my dad we're watching and like, why isn't he boxing? Like, one lap goes, Hamilton goes in, changes his tires, and he goes out and he's starting to gain time, and then me and my dad are like, yeah, it's time to box. Verstappen should be in any moment. One lap goes by, he doesn't box, and we're like, what's happening? Another lap goes by, and he still hasn't boxed, and he's losing 3, 4, 5 seconds per lap to Hamilton. And Red Bull have to have that info, have to have that sort of communication that he's losing a lot of time per lap. He needs to box, and he finally boxes, and Hamilton gets out in front of him, and the battle was very much on, and we got to see a amazing battle the last few laps. And we actually got Verstappen, ahead of Hamilton for just a little bit. Then he overtook him off track. And for the people saying that Hamilton forced Verstappen off, I'm gonna try if I can to put like a replay right here. If I can't, there's going to be nothing, and I'm going to look like an idiot. But Verstappen he was going around the outside, and then he got, like the Haas boys, got too giddy on the power, and had to do a hand load of counter steer, and he ended up going off. If he didn't get too giddy on the power, he would have stayed on the track, and he would have gotten Hamilton. That's why Hamilton did not force him off. Verstappen lost control and left the track, and the entire time Hamilton just did absolutely well. And whoever says he doesn't deserve his world championships, that he's only winning because he's in the fastest car, this race proved that was wrong, because we now know that Mercedes aren't the fastest car. Mercedes aren't the most aerodynamic powertrain, statistically blah 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 fastest car on track. We know the Red Bull is, and somehow Hamilton pulled it out of the hat and won the race. We know this is why he deserves that. He deserves everything that he has ever gotten, and that's why he's the most successful Formula One driver, statistically the most successful Formula One driver. That's just it. And to be honest, I was voting for Hamilton, I'll be honest, because I really like Hamilton, and even though I haven't really shown it in the past, I will always vote for the underdog. I don't know why. When there's in a season, I always vote for the underdog, and this race was kind of Hamilton as the underdog, so I was voting for Hamilton, to be honest, in that battle, and it was a very, very good battle. So yeah, that's it. That's all we have for today. Is there any more? Sorry, I'm just trying to check. Yeah, not really anything. Oh, but Upshift Award for Driver of the Day, obviously, like I said, has to go to Yuki Tsunoda. Very good race from him. Very good performance by him. Very good moves, and definitely deserving of the Upshift Driver of the Day title. That is one for you, buddy. You're probably not watching this, but I will metaphorically give it to you. But yeah, that's it, boys and girls. Thank you so much for watching or listening if you're on audio only. Shout out to the audio only squad. But I really do hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you guys for sticking with me, by the way, through this off season and getting me to over 200 subscribers. So thank you very much. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you here face to face in 3 weeks' time for the Italian Grand Prix in Imola. So before that, expect to see some more commentary videos with possibly some special guests. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in 3 weeks. Bye-bye.